This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
Hey, man, not to start off on a sad note, but it needs to be said. It feels like I'm doing these too often, but I'd say rest in peace to Mr. John McCusker of McCusker's Tavern. Anybody who follows me on social media knows that every time I go to McCusker's, I post a photo of my beer saying "Hold my calls," and Mr. McCusker. 55 years ago, Mr. McCusker opened McCusker's as a place where total strangers can go, gather, make new friends, and forget about their problems for a little bit. 20 years ago, a buddy of mine named Albert, my buddy Al, it's like, "Hey man, there's this bar near my house. You should come check it out." I was like, "All right." And went over, went to McCusker's, and I met Dougie McCusker. He's like, "Hey man, I heard you're a wrestler. I never seen you wrestle, but he seemed like a nice guy." I was like, "That's all I needed to hear, just I could go there and be Brian, when I go to McCusker's." And that's all thanks to Mr. McCusker and his vision of making a bar in South Philly where everybody could go and just, be themselves. And I always say McCusker's isn't a bar; it's a community, and I have so many great memories there. Whether it's sporting events, family events. We had Meanie Mania there last year. Me and Mrs. Meanie got married there last year. That's how much that bar on the corner of 17th and Chunk means to me and Mrs. Meanie. That's how much the McCusker family means to us. My heart goes out to Dougie, his brother Ryan, and their sister Kate. They've always been warm and welcoming to me. They probably know me a little bit more than a lot of people know me. They're my safe space where I can go and just talk and, keep, there's people you talk to, and then there's people you talk to. And I always feel like I could talk to them and just be myself. And then again, that's all because Mr. McCusker, who is hilarious, so funny. Him and Mrs. Meanie should have had their own sitcom, like The Odd Couple. She'd, yeah, Tracy would walk into McCusker's, and Mr. McCusker goes, "Okay, where's Brian?" He's like, he's coming down the street. He goes, "Well, go sit on the step till he gets here." Just breaking balls.
That's great. That's hilarious.
And their relation, Tracy and Mr. McCusker had an adorable relationship. And it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. So, rest in peace, Mr. McCusker, as I wear one of my many McCuskers t-shirts. Actually, I helped design this logo.
Love it.
Dude, it sucks, but I am confident in Ryan and Dougie carrying the name forward. The bar's going to carry forward, and I believe in Dougie and Ryan 1,000%, and my heart goes out to them. And I had to say that right off the bat, but rest in peace, Mr. McCusker.
I know that I got to officially and first enjoy McCuskers during Meanie Mania, which
Yeah,
was awesome. And it's just like if you've never been there, it really does have a Cheers vibe to it.
yeah,
Like because again, Meanie Mania was very packed, right? It was definitely asses to elbows in there that night.
yeah,
But I can absolutely see how that bar would be a place that I would go to. You know, even though I'm sober, right? I would still go for the social aspect of it because it feels
oh
more
yeah.
like a social aspect than anything else.
And
And I
that's the thing, people go there who don't drink.
right, right.
You don't have to drink.
Yeah.
Um, you know, just everything. Like you know, the Phillies in the World Series. Okay, let's go to McCuskers. Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Okay, let's go there for the playoffs. Okay. Oh my God, Harry Callis passed away.
Yep.
We went to McCuskers and lit candles and made a little shrine to Harry Callis in the bar because, you know, you watch all the sports there at McCuskers, but it really is a Phillies bar.
Yes.
Phillies at heart. Harry Callis. We made a little shrine to him. Uh, when Osama bin Laden, you know, uh, got killed, we're like, oh shit. Anything of note that was worth talking about was like, we gotta go to the bar. Let's go talk.
Yeah.
And put on an award show. Let's do a live Mystery Science Theater 3000, and crack jokes to whatever's going on the TV. With the Oscars or the Grammys or whatever. I've been going there for over 20 years, and I get a lot of grief from friends who go, "Hey, I'm going to this thing up in the Northeast." I was like, "All right, man, you can come to McCuskers." uh, you know, in the 90s, I used to do, the club thing and this, that, and the other thing. And it's just like, dude, I'm old. I can't do the standing in a club full of strangers and,
Yeah.
listen to, I love cover bands, but, just like, or anything, just
Yeah.
the boom, 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 give me a bar stool, give me my beer. Let me, load up the Touch Tunes app on my phone.
Yep.
Or, I mean, they play great music in McCuskers anyway. Dougie's got a, pretty good Spotify gimmick he plays. And that's it. A lot of people who go there are artists. I'm the professional wrestler, but then there's musicians. There's people who go there and work on movie sets. Um, there's people who play sports.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
That's where I met my barber. People who are very creative. They just all seem to happen to go there. There was a guy there that wrote movie scripts, and just you just go there and you know gel with other human beings and make friendships. And you might see him every week, you might see him once in a while, but when you see him, you give him a big old hug and, hey man, how you doing, how you been? Like I said, it's not a bar, it's a community. And
Yep.
you know I say it's my favorite bar on the planet for a reason. I'm two I'm a 2-minute walk from two bars in South Philly. I could walk there
Yeah.
and be back here to do the podcast in 5 minutes. I could go there, have a shot, walk back, and be 5 minutes.
That's amazing.
But McCuskers is a mile from my house, and I'll go to McCuskers.
Yeah.
Just because it's a great bar. It's great people running it, and great people working there. The guys who fill in for when the guys who work there, the days Dougie and Ryan don't work there. So, but Mr. McCusker, great guy, funny guy. In some ways, his family kind of knew my family. I had a grandfather I never knew who had passed years ago, who was a bartender in the neighborhood. and somehow those they knew each other. So we also have that kind of bond, you know. My nan's husband at the time, but you know, McCuskers has been a staple of South Philly for close to 60 years, and
That's
you know,
crazy.
yeah, their family had an ice house at the time too. You know, back in the day, people would have to order ice for their house, and
Wow.
the iceman would deliver the ice, you know, and come in, put the ice in your ice box. Their family, you know, Johnny joked that, you know, at one point he had a key to every house in South Philly. You know, 'cause you open up, ice, man. All right, just put in the fridge. All right.
Hey,
And
just pop it over here. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, you know, huge. This is a huge impact to South Philly.
Yeah.
Many generations came through that bar. Um, Many friendships were made in that bar. Um, yeah, this is big, and it sucks. It sucks,
Yeah.
and but you know, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had to, you know, to spend with Mr. McCusker, and again, my heart goes out to the family.
Yeah, it's there's a bar that I used to frequent in Bucks County because I'm from Newtown in Bucks County, and I'm actually, as you're talking, I'm trying to find the photograph, which I'm going to put up here shortly. But there's a place that I used to go to, which was like my own Cheers, and it was called. Well, it's still there. It's right. God, I'll have to look up the street too. I can't even remember. It's been so long, but it's called the Clubhouse. And that was where we all congregated when we would go out for drinks or we would start the night there or whatever it was. And it was like kind of like our McCuskers, right? It was like a place we would go to. And
Yeah.
you met like a ton of people, right? Like people you would never really like interface with on like other days, you know, like it's not somebody like there were people there that we would drink with that I wouldn't necessarily hang out with, right? But everybody was there to like blow off steam and have a good time. Oh, here it is right here. And then I actually got to watch the Philadelphia Phillies win the World Series there. Now, if you know me, like most people know me, you know, if you know me in real life, like I'm a short guy. I'm 5'6". I'm not very intimidating. I've never been huge and muscular. But for whatever reason, Jimmy, the owner of the bar, was like, "Hey, Bernard, you look like a good guy who could be a bouncer." And I worked the front door of the clubhouse for many years. And I would ID, I'd kick people out. I'd make sure there was no roughhousing or rumpus time happening. And that was my job. And my older brother, Matt, did the same thing for a while too. Matt, famous from the show here from Matt from Dover. But
Yeah.
here's a photo of me here on the left.
Yeah.
Mike Mancuso standing next to me, Kat Pinello, and there's Jimmy right there on the right. Totally shit house drunk, by the way, because that was Jimmy's style. And we're celebrating the Philadelphia Phillies win. I'd actually run out to grab a disposable camera that day. It was like, I think it was like the bottom of the eighth. And I was like, they're going to win this game. I know it. So quick ran down the street to 7-Eleven, grabbed a disposable and came running back to the bar just in time to see the last couple of Brad Lidge pitches. But there was a guy that used to run there named I think his name was Todd Sullivan, but everybody called him Father Sully because he would walk around the bar and he'd start blessing you and he'd throw water at you like that. And man, he was the coolest. And he had brain cancer. They found out he was really sick, and they had this huge like potluck for him or like a beef and beer or whatever it was, and like everybody who was anybody at the bar showed up for the guy who was ever there. Unfortunately, he lost that battle, and it just was never the same for us after that. You know, it was just like he was just such an institution at this bar. And it was crushing, man. It losing a pillar like that in your community, right?
Yeah.
Is tough. So
I feel you.
yeah, so it's thank you for sharing that story. And rest in peace to Mr. McCusker. And that bar is amazing. If you're ever in Philadelphia, I highly recommend going to stop there. But
Dude, WrestleMania, when WrestleMania was in Philly, you know, we had Meanie Mania, but after that, like people would just go there. Like there's people who were in town for WrestleMania who might not have been able to go to Meanie Mania because of their travel schedule, but they were
yeah,
there.
yeah,
I walked in the McCuskers after night one of Mania, and there was a guy from France and a guy from Germany sitting there talking to each other. And they had, they met there before Mania. They were there before Mania, didn't know each other.
yep.
ended up talking to each other, ended up heading over to Mania together, and then after Mania went back to McCuskers to have a few. So, and that's when I got there. They were having a few like when I got there. So it's like, and over the course of Mania weekend, people were just going there. Just
That's amazing.
That's Meanie's bar. Not my. I don't own the bar, but that's my Cheers.
Yep. Yeah.
Anytime I can. I mean, like, look, they don't need me to, promote them. A lot of people love they're there way before me. They'll be there after me. But if I can ever give them their I give them flowers anytime I can because I love going there. I love that family.
Yeah. One other quick thing I wanted to mention about Father Sullivan real fast while we can. His favorite karaoke song was Let Her Cry by Hootie and the Blowfish. Man, that dude fucking belted it out, brother. Matt from Dover's watching. He was like, yo, man, Father Sullivan, he's fucking. I was like, oh my God, it's just unlocking all these memories, right?
Yeah.
So love getting to talk about this stuff, man. It's again, it's a shame that he's no longer with us, and I appreciate you sharing and talking about him.
Yeah. I couldn't in good conscience not say anything.
And I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Got a very lively group chat here, as always. Aaron is here. Hey, Blue and Goo, what it is, my man. Let me see. What kind of sound do I want to give him tonight? Let's give him a Dan here.
This is a drizzling shit.
All right, Jesse Brown, Pod Squad member. Hello, good sirs. How's everyone doing? Thank you for being here, sir. Mass Sanity is here. Meanie Goober. I'm running out in a few minutes, but I wanted to make sure to at least have a cameo appearance. And a pleasant Baba Booey to you, sir.
He goes to McCuskers.
Yeah, actually, I was looking for his other comment here. He said, I joined Meanie at McCuskers a few times. It's a great little place.
Yeah.
And absolutely good, sir. We love it there. Let's see who else we got going on here. Lucha's here, original Pod Squad member. What's up, Lucha? Thank you for joining us. Machete Von Kill, what it is?
What's up?
Hello, awesome humans. Greetings, salutations, and such. Thank you. And a pleasant Baba Booey to you. Andy Schlichter's here.
Schlichter!
What it is, man. Well, we got a lot of folks in here right now.
Yeah, we do.
Let's see. He says we need some of that blue pepper.
So some wrestling group on Facebook made a Photoshop thing of me holding a thing of blue Dr. Pepper. And it was weird because I was like, are they saying this is a real thing? Because this isn't a real thing,
If it is, we need to get it right now.
No, right. So I kind of had to like make a statement. I hate putting stuff like that over, but I was like, enough people message me in DM and text going, what's the deal with this, Dr. Pepper thing? I was like, it's not real.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of going to that group and reading the comment section, which is, I've had, better colonoscopies, I guess.
Never read the comment section. No, don't do it.
Comment section is always the worst.
Ay, caramba.
You're like, oh, well, JBL. And it's like, come on, man. I'm not going down that road again. Maybe all our friends now. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I've done this podcast twice, and we've done countless photos so you get spent countless times together. I'm going to see him in a few weeks out at Square Circle Expo in Indianapolis, Indiana, last weekend in April.
Cool.
Yes. So yeah. So that's the blue pepper comment for those who may not be up to speed on what we're talking about. Yeah, smartened up on what we're talking about. But I mean, I'm easily bribable. If you want to pay me to have blue Dr. Pepper, okay, sure.
Let's do it.
But yes,
let's do it. I'm about it. So if anybody makes it, you can let us know, and I will personally, as long as you're in I don't know, in about an hour radius, I'll come and pick it up for the blue guy. But
yeah.
Let's see what else we got going on here. Lots of sorry for your loss from Jesse here.
Oh, thank you, Jesse.
Condolences, Meanie. Coach Rosie is here. R.I.P. Mr. McCusker. Aaron says sorry for your loss. Your local bartender is your best therapist. Absolutely.
My elbows have polished that bar many a night.
Vanessa Bello is here too, OG Pod Squad member.
Ooh, Vanessa.
And don't forget, guys and gals, you go up to patreon.com/mind of the meanie and sign up today. Tier starting at just $10. Join us there as well. Super Goose 81. Hey now, Baba Booey to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Super
Nice
Goose.
bike.
Art. Yes, yeah. Hope you got a big trunk, so I'm putting my bike in it. Yep. RIP, Mr. McCusker. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Maddie Jazz Cabbage is here, smoking one up for you guys. Much love. Thank you very much. Coach Rosie's cracking me up in the chat here.
Dude,
Women of the night. Like, I need a little more context here, man. I need a little bit more than that, brother.
Coach Rosie's always good for the random. Like, it's no secret I do a show for ad-free shows on Saturday mornings. And Coach Rosie's in there, and I'm trying to make a point, and like I'll catch something he says, and it just throws me right off my train of thought. Fucking Coach Rosie, I love you, bro.
I heard the clubhouse was a brothel. It very well could be, man. I never saw any of those profits, but it very well could be. I love a good brothel.
Maybe the 93 fills.
Yeah. You fucked up in 93. You got Jesse Brown here. Damn it, Coach. Yep. I love a good brothel. Aaron Atherton says, Meanie is the norm of McCuskers.
Yes, sir.
I would agree with that as well. Derek Mazaz said, fuck that. Someone needs to contact the Dr. Pepper marketing department. If anybody out there
yes, sir,
knows anybody at that department, go ahead and reach out. We appreciate that. Oh my God.
Fuck, love you, Mazaz.
Rosie, what the fuck, man? Nothing wrong with a good colonoscopy either.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, as long as they're doing it gently and they're giving you a little kiss beforehand. I mean,
so a little inside baseball, no pun intended. I went to get a colonoscopy. So I went to go get my colonoscopy, and they gave me the robe to put on. And I said to the doctor, "Hey, doc, where should I put my pants?" He's like, "On the floor next to mine."
Oh my God.
Why are both your hands on my hip?
I was just gonna say, why are your hands on my shoulders? What's happening here?
Moon River.
Shackleford's here. What up, man?
Hey now.
Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Jesse says, tell him to take off the Super Bowl ring first. And as a daily reminder, Philadelphia Eagles won this year's Super Bowl. God damn it.
I keep watching in case they take it away from us.
Yeah, just to make sure. You're never really sure.
Sometime in July, somebody might throw a late flag and take the Super Bowl away from us.
Yeah, that's what, especially
Andrew Bailey's been the as well.
Yep. Let's see. Derek Mazaz got the whole fist, Doc. Oh my God, dude. Unbelievable. I love it.
You want your watch back? Jesus Christ.
Didn't know it was that kind of party. No, we appreciate everybody joining us here today. As we're recording this, I see some chatterwalling on the old Twitter machine.
Yes.
That it appears, and someone can fact check me in this because I just saw it as a blip from the Public Enemies podcast, but it sounds like CM Punk is finally getting his WrestleMania main event with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Fantastic. About time. Long overdue.
Yeah.
I love Phil. I love Pepsi Phil. Isn't that what what's his name?
Danhausen calls him Pepsi Phil.
Danhausen calls him, right? Pepsi Phil. I've known Punk for a while. I first met him on the Indies in Pittsburgh for Norm Connors. You knew back then that he had something. Yeah. And all these years later, he's finally headlining at WrestleMania. I guess, since they're overseas, which in a town which I probably don't have no clue where they're at. Yeah. I've caught myself a few weeks, talking about the town, where the certain show happens. It turns out I had the wrong town. So I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to go fuck myself.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah. But I guess it's leaked out because it's aired overseas already. But
yeah.
As soon as I get off get out of here, I'll go check out the segment on SmackDown.
Yep.
Yep.
Let me see. I got some other things here. Oh, Greg Alker from the Megamind Council, who also for sure definitely made out with a mannequin one time. He tried to pick up a mannequin at a house party. I was there. It was really uncomfortable because he didn't realize it was a mannequin because he was so drunk. But anyway, another story for another day. He said, "Tell Meanie that Team BWO will be delivering blue light specials on the way to taking our bowling league championship on May 19th." So his bowling team is named after the Blue World Order.
Day
So,
after my birthday.
hey, man, listen, it's serendipitous, pal. Just
Yeah.
like that meeting with the mannequin. So good luck at your event, sir. And hopefully all goes well.
Mannequin was filmed here in Philly, So
Was it really? Well, see, again, serendipitous. It
Yeah.
works out. So Greg.
In the Macy's that they just closed in Center City.
Oh, yeah, that's right, man. They fucking shut the Macy's down.
Yeah. For those not in Philadelphia, Macy's we had a really cool Macy's here in Philly, then Center City with like this huge pipe organ and everything.
Yeah.
And the last night it was open, they had a concert with the pipe organ, and it's pretty cool. But it's they filmed the movie Mannequin there with
That's
Andrew McCarthy and what's her face from Sex and the City.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, she was in Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Let's
the
see.
movie, not this video, not this Cyndi Lauper video.
Kim Cattrall.
Yes, she was also in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
She's in a bunch of good movies. Big Trouble in Little China is a favorite. But yeah, they filmed Mannequin there, and in the Philadelphia area too. But
Yep.
Now if you're a movie nerd like myself, the Macy's where they filmed Mannequin is like a couple feet away from where they filmed Trading Places. The office, or the bank.
Yeah.
Where they go, and that building is a couple buildings down from the Macy's where they filmed Mannequin.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Which is across the street from the corner, one of the corners Rocky runs around when he's doing his famous run. It's 6 a.m. He's running and he turns on the Broad Street. That whole sequence was shot at, like, you could tell if you're a Philadelphian, you're like, oh yeah, that route makes no sense.
Yeah. But like, why is he running all of these different places? That's insane.
Yeah. Bro, turn around. Or that way.
You're going the wrong way, Balboa. Go that way. Go east.
Listen here, hoagie mouth.
Yeah, cause.
No, I'm kidding. I kid.
No.
But
the boss says Kim Cattrall and Porky's. Enough said, sir.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes, sir.
Why do they call you meat?
Lucha has a question about Chick Magnet here, about Pepsi Phil. He says, I was at the MSG show with the steel cage, which was awesome. That was a great match, man. Holy shit, that was fantastic. I assume this is about WrestleMania 41. Meanie, let's get your thoughts on it, man. Any chance that CM Punk pulls out the win at this apparent main event?
Why not?
Yeah.
I could see in my my Booker mind, I could see Seth Rollins and Roman's hate for each other. So, their hate for each other blows up so much that CM Punk could take advantage of whatever, Roman and Seth do to each other in that match. Like, there's, we have those 3 ways. The one guy bumps out, takes a powder.
Yep.
And whatever happens between Roman and Seth, Punk will come in and reap the rewards of whatever Roman and Seth do to each other, which will probably lead to, Punk loading up somebody up for a go to sleep and catching a 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So if it happens, timestamp that right now here on the machine. So
29 minutes and 38 seconds into the first part of our show here.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just did a piece for Screen Rant where I was talking about some of my predictions. I feel like Roman's going to pull the win out on this one for a couple different reasons, right? I think Roman is finally going to beat and pin Seth Rollins because that goes back to like 2021 with the Shield stuff when he was in his big, his title run. And then I think it leaves the door open for Roman and Punk to have a really great story sometime before SummerSlam, right? Because there's still unfinished business there.
Well, there's still that favor that
right.
that Paul Heyman owes Punk. Now, maybe that favor comes into play with helping Punk win at Mania, which would lead to a SummerSlam rematch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look, Roman's headlined a few WrestleManias. He's had a few wins at WrestleMania. Let's get Punk a main event win at Mania.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that's still kind of what grinds my gears. Sting having his only match at Mania losing. It wasn't the fact that he lost to Triple H, it's the fact that he lost.
Right. It would have been the same for me too if it would have been anybody.
Yeah. Him losing to anybody.
Yeah.
And it was set up for him where he could have won.
Yeah.
And whoever he, even if he beat Triple H, it could have been done in a way that doesn't really harm because they had to run in with the NWO and DX and that still grinds my gears. Sting should have had a win at Mania.
Of course.
Punk's wrestled in Mania, but he's never main evented. So God knows like how many opportunities are going to be the main event Mania. So let's give Punk the Mania win in the main event.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think for me, maybe the more compelling story, at least right now, because again, we have to watch the episodes. We're recording with you all live right now, so we haven't had a chance to fully dive in and see what the context is. But at least the way they've been building it, I just feel like there's so many more things that they can pull apart with the story with Roman and Punk first before they get there. But it would be nice to see Punk get that win at WrestleMania. But yeah, I don't know, man. In any event, I will be there covering WrestleMania for Screen Rant through the entire week. So please, come and check out my work. Follow me at This Is Goober. And
while you're at Mania,
yes, sir.
Don't have any fun.
There will be no fun. Not a single ounce of fun. This is an exclusive here for all you YouTube viewers. This is what I'll be doing the entire time. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do for you, Meanie. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do this, so you can't even see my face if it makes any commotion. I'm just going to put this mask on.
Yeah.
So that way you can't even see my face contorting.
Yes.
There will be no fun.
No fun for you, sir.
Imagine going to these events. And being like, this is awesome. Like having a great time. Like, no, we're here to no fun, gang. Like Ike Ikerson says here.
Would you see Dan Rather taking a selfie? No. Would Walter Cronkite take a selfie?
Howard Stern take a selfie?
Yeah.
Peter Jennings, sir?
Connie Chung?
Maury Povich? I don't know if he counts, but it just was so it's usually kind of fun to say his name.
Yeah.
So, it's strictly business. That's right, Ike. It's strictly business.
Yeah. No fun.
Not a single smile to be had anywhere in that booth. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing my friends. Shout out to Brad Feinberg, trainer extraordinaire. He'll be out there with me as well. So really excited.
Speaking of Mania, I was just reminded of this. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Giovanni Hamilton.
Yeah, dude.
Gio, he I believe it was Monday, maybe. Put out a video on his social media. For those who don't know, I have a friend, Giovanni Hamilton. I've known him since he was he's 17 now, so I've known him since he was maybe 11, whatever. Very inspirational. Has Schwartz-Jampel syndrome. That's a form of muscular dystrophy with dwarfism. He's 17. He's had up until now, he's had 33 surgeries.
Oh man,
corrective surgeries. Huge John Cena fan. John, 10 years to this Mania. Giovanni was flown in as a Make-A-Wish and got to interview John Cena. The first interview, Giovanni aspires to be a journalist, wants to be in sports, and his first interview ever was John Cena. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, John. So with Cena's heel turn, Giovanni went on his social media and cut a promo that was very heartfelt. So I shared it on social media. I sent it to Bubba Bully Ray, and I sent I sent it to Dave LaGreca over at Busto. But I sent it to a few people. I was like, check out this fucking promo.
Yeah.
And the next morning, Bubba and Dave had Gio on the podcast.
That's
Now
amazing.
they're trying to get Gio, because Gio's throwing his support behind Cody. And they're trying to get Giovanni in front of Cody.
Nice.
Support. So there's a good chance that you might be seeing my good friend Giovanni at WrestleMania. Hopefully.
Yeah.
If the Busted Open people are talking about, trying to get him out there. And that'd be great if he could get credentials. He's 17 and he just got his credentials for the NFL draft.
Holy shit.
To be a reporter. He was credentialed for the Super Bowl. So if anybody in WWE land's listening, Giovanni's legit, don't let the fact that he's 17, fool you. He's good, but I had to bring that up. Giovanni, I love that kid. I love his family. He's been through a lot of shit for being, 17, and I'm going to see him in a couple weeks too when I go out to the Square Circle Expo in Indianapolis. But and he's moving to Philly to go to college. He got accepted into Temple University.
Nice. Yeah. Good for him, man. That's awesome.
He really wants to get into journalism. So
I think he's got a good career in it, man. He's a great kid. I love following him. He followed me back, I think it was a couple months ago. I hope I see you out there, Gio. But listen, if I could just give you a piece of advice, sir, just one small piece of advice. While you're there, no fun.
No.
There is no fun to be had. I know it looks fun. It's like, oh man, look at how cool this is. Romania, no.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give him the Iggy.
That's right. Would Dan Rather have fun? Would Peter Jennings have fun? Would Tom Brokaw have fun?
Would Dave
Meltzer?
Yeah. What would Dave Meltzer? Oh no, yeah, Dave Meltzer would.
So, yeah, he would have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad example.
Everything would be a 1.5 star unless it was at the Tokyo Dome. But
sorry, I stepped on your bukkake line.
I was just every time I think about Tom Brokaw, so I think about his the Enterprise or the plane went down in Bukkake, about 20 miles north of Baghdad. One of my favorite clips. One of my favorite Stern clips. Bukkake. So good.
Yeah, what a fun word. What a fun word.
But the point here is
yes.
No fun.
No fun.
No fun. What WWDRD? What would Dan rather do?
Yes.
It's probably the name of the episode now. But no, we got a lot of love for Gio here in the chat, man. He's a great kid.
On social media, he is at Gio the Podcaster. So give him a follow at Gio the Podcaster. The video, if you scroll back a few days, you should still be able to see it. But dude, I watched it and it popped me. Yeah. At the end of the promo, he throws his spinner belt in the trash. And just the timing of the belt hitting the trash can and the video cutting off pops me every fucking time to where I laugh till I have tears. But I don't mean to laugh because this is a serious promo.
Of course.
Serious promo. But
that's so great.
And he went on Busted Open. Said, hey, I defended the spinner belt. I like the spinner belt.
He did a great job, man. He did a bang up job on that show, man.
Let me see if I can bring it up here on
the see if you can pull it up here. I'm gonna pull up some other notes here on this. Let's see. Ike says rebook Gio. We would love to have Gio back on whenever he's available. Yeah.
I would definitely love to have Gio back on here because he could talk about anything. Let me see.
Vanessa says, let's figure out a way to make this happen for him. It sounds like they already are. It sounds like Bubba and Dave are on it. So I hope that happens. Aaron Atherton says, I call BS on Adam not having any fun. Yeah, no, I'm going to send you pictures, Aaron, specifically to you of me having zero fun.
Yeah.
Not a single shred of fun to be had. Jesse Brown says I'm down for a Geo podcast. Yeah, go ahead. Follow him at Geo it's Geo the Podcaster, right?
Yes.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter right now.
Okay, so hold on. I'm just going to hold my phone up to the gimmick here.
The gimmick.
I don't feel like connected to the fucking Bluetooth. So here we go. It's going to sound like a little disjointed because he filmed it in segments, but it's very well done.
Hi, John Cena. My name is Giovanni Hamilton, and I met you at some of the most trying times of my childhood with Schwartz-Jampel syndrome, and I was actually lucky enough to have you as my first interview. Since that day, I've had 33 surgeries, knowing that my hero, John Cena, believed in me. That day, you instilled the confidence in me to never give up, to believe in myself, and now I'm following out my dreams of being an interviewer. John, we see what you did to Cody. You gave up. You gave up on me and everything that we've ever stood for. John, you hurt my heart more than any surgery ever could. Your time will come before your time is up, John. Cody will make sure of that. John, now the only difference between me and you is when I look in the mirror, I see my reflection. Goodbye, John. Or at least the one I used to know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that was cold.
Yeah. Let me turn that down.
Cold.
Yeah. When I look in the mirror, I see my reflection.
Woo. Gio got them bars. That was fire.
He does.
That was amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope to see you out there, Gio. Like I said, looking forward to it, man. Would be great to finally meet you in person. So keep us posted, man.
So a little inside baseball. We're doing a doubleheader today.
Doubleheader
In honor of MLB starting off. Because next week, me and Mrs. Meanie will be in Ireland for our 1-year anniversary. But after that, maybe we should schedule Gio to come on just to bullshit with us.
Dude, yeah.
Not as a guest, like a guest co-host of sorts, where we just talk.
Yep.
Just have him be a guest co-host.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I'm about it, man. I'm about it. Let's do it. Let's see, Gio.
He just had Cooper DeJean on his fucking podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get him on. We got to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
I want to pick his brain about the Super Bowl too. Like, I want to know about what that was like, being there, not just the Super Bowl and the Eagles winning, but like the Kendrick performance. Like, I want to know what that was like live. Like, oh man, I can't wait to ask him.
Yeah. We're going to book this. This is going to happen. 3
weeks from now, right? Or 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, you'll hear. Hopefully, we'll see it.
Yeah, because we're doing this. We're doing the Ask Meanie for next week because I will be in Ireland. So the week after that,
let's do it.
So this Monday, following Monday, the third Monday.
Oh yeah, so it's 3 Mondays from now. It's the week. I think it'll be the week of WrestleMania. So
even better.
Let's do it, man. I'm about it, guys. So, Meanie, actually, we should say that we should say that our next episode is going to be a full Ask Meanie Anything, and we're going to answer all of your burning questions for the blue guy. But first, we got to get through this part here, sir. Special thank you to you for doing this show. We appreciate you as always, good sir. Where can everybody keep up to date, good sir, with all things blue when they're not listening to the program?
I'm just glad I had my notes up. If you would like, and stick around for the second part of this double.
That's right.
Don't go anywhere, folks. If you would like to follow Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, sort of TikTok, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. To support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. Get yourself a BWO shirt. Many beautiful shirts there at prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie BW. I mean, sorry, screwed that up. prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. If you're a beard of, I should act like I've done this before. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton over there at Mad Cat Beard Care. Does an amazing job taking care of the cats in the neighborhood. He rounds them up, takes them to vet, releases them out, better than he found them. He does it all on his out of his own pocket. So every time you spend at MadCatBeardCare.com goes to taking care of the cats. So go over there, give them a shout. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Al Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. The figure collection's bone crushing yep.
First day with the new mouth, man. I get it.
Brother, I got a haircut and I can't think. They took out membrane when they took out my, I can't think. The figure collection's bone crushing wrestlers Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available right now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Select either regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. They had the Blue Meanie on your podcast. Go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast. Book the Blue Guy. Let's have a conversation over at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Book through the website. Don't book through the app. The app takes way too much of your hard-earned money. If you think you're if you think that you're booking for these messages for the app gets that money, 100% money, they don't. So go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. Let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter. So, but most importantly, Mr. Bernard, now that I've done fucking all that up, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky. I guess I'm on TikTok. Not really. It's that. This is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So you can find me there. Go ahead and follow me over there so you can keep up to date with all of my stuff at Screen Rant. Because like I said, I'll be covering WrestleMania 41. I also have a very exciting interview series coming up very soon, or press junket, or whatever you want to call it. Can't give away anything right now, Meanie, but Meanie knows, and you'll all know very soon. And I also, Meanie, got my brand new mic flag here, courtesy of the good people at Impact PBS. No fun will be had, but a very fun mic flag indeed, sir. So go and check me out there. It's Screen Rant.
Dare you not to have fun.
I can't believe we are going to have fun. Go ahead and prowrestlingtees.com. Wait, I forgot one thing because I fucked up now too. Don't forget to go and schedule your appointment today with the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville, in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team. Go and check them out right now at 10th Ward Barbershop. Schedule your appointment at 10thwardbarbershop.com. Shout out to my friends. Also, too, I'm going to show you this shirt. This is a brand new one here from the homies at Risk vs. Reward Barbershop, or Risk vs. Reward Clothing. So I'm fucking up everywhere, too. But
it's midnight, man.
It's what I don't have a seltzer. That's the problem. This is called Bat Shit in the Belfry. So if you go to riskversusrewardclothing.com, shout out to the homie Dean. Sent me a bunch of good threads for WrestleMania week. So go and check them out right now as well. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa de Meanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today and tier start Meanie at just $10 a month. If you sign up today, you'll get a signed Pod Squad card in blue ink from the Blue Guy himself. Don't forget to go to youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. listen to all of our archive there, and go and follow our socials down here as well. Shout out to the friends of ours, our good, gracious hosts at One True Sport. Go to onetruesport.com and pick up a shirt today to support our friends. Right on the post. God damn, that was good shit, Meanie. That was good shit right there. Again, as Meanie said, for our live viewers right now, I'm going to hit the intro and then I'm going to hit the outro again. Stick around because the second part of this doubleheader is happening. It's a full Ask Meanie Anything. Drop your questions in the chat now. We're going to get started. But for you listeners, you'll get to hear that next week. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Bernard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.
Here we go. Episode number 2 and 3. 2, 1.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome to everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, a stuttering Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie!
Yo, cause.
Wait, that's got to be a little louder.
Yo, cause.
What's on your mind?
Hey, I apologize that I haven't changed in a week.
Seriously?
I'm still wearing the same clothes. Haven't been able to get down to the laundromat to do some laundry. Sorry if I don't want you to hold it against me if I'm wearing the same clothing as I wore in the last episode. Because it's been a full week.
Yeah.
Since we've done our last show together.
Yep. An entire week has gone by,
Yes.
and I haven't left my chair. I have stayed right here. I've actually kind of merged and meshed with the chair. So
I bet it smells terrific.
it smells like a gym sock with mayonnaise and pickles in the hot July sun out here in Philadelphia. What?
Smells like a dirty diaper full of Indian food.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick. But welcome, sir, to you. Thank you very much. We already off the top here. Darren Staley, got to mention this one. Stuttering John Bernard. That's right, sir. Bigfoot. Howard Stern's asshole. But
Did you ever fart in the catcher's face?
we're here, good sir,
Yeah.
today to start the program
Oh,
Yo,
wow.
cause.
with a question, sir.
And what would that be?
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask me anything. Ask me something.
Wrestling shit.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Yo, asshole, I don't fucking sound like that.
Yes, you do. Every week, as you know, we end the show each and every week with a question segment where we ask Meanie your questions that you send us directly either here, on our Twitter page, on our Facebook pages. And today is a full Ask Meanie Anything, sir. What you sipping on this evening?
Today I have the Kennedy Dry Mandarin Orange, sir.
I like that. That looks amazing.
And I have one on standby just in case I go through this one through too quick.
As always, I have my my knockoff shit from Aldi. Shout out to the good folks at Aldi. I have my Sparkling Frost Pink Grapefruit drink. We're going to go ahead and crack these suckers here in 3, 2, 1. Yay. Oh, yeah. Cheers, beers. Pinkies up. Well, yeah. Appreciate
The
that.
bubbles.
A little seltzer kiss there. Darren Staley says, I'm mostly here to make stern references that almost no one will get, sir.
Except for us.
We will get that for you, sir. So,
Yes.
Vanessa says, I feel like I'm in a Shelley Long movie. Hello again.
Hello again.
We got a lot of good questions here. I'm going to start actually with this one from Darren Staley because this is like a show related, like back of house inside baseball question. Executive producer, I get. Executive voice. So that's actually a joke. So Sam Krebs is a friend of mine. I've known him since college. He's the godson of he's the godfather rather of my oldest son, James. Wonderful guy.
Godson of your son. How'd he pull that off?
It's science. It's a whole fucking thing. When you go back and you look at the time differentials, it's kind of fucking nuts. But yeah. I digress. Sam's a wonderful dude. And he's also a voiceover artist, and he works in radio, and he's done a lot of things. So when I came on, took over the show, as co-host here in 2021, I thought, well, let's do something fun and have him announce and do the credits for us. And it just became a thing where it was like, well, what do I call you? Because you're not producing the show. And it was like, well, we'll call you the executive voice. So that's where that came from. But no, Sam's a great guy. He does all our reads for us, and he does a lot of ad reads on Foundation Radio. And he is also famous for working at Red 102.3 out here in Harrisburg as Sam Sterling on a country station for many years. So if you can go find those recordings anywhere, I'll give you $1. But that's where the executive voice name came from. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that, sir.
Very cool.
Jesse Brown just cracked the top of an ice cold blue Coors. Drink up, sir. Drink them if you got them. We appreciate you. Jesse also says, old dirty meanie. That's right. Matty Jazz Cabbage is here. He says, now you got to go change, come back in full meanie regalia. That would be fun. Yep. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. Doubleheader, baby. That's right. You know what it is. You know what time it is, good sir. We got a lot of good questions here. It should keep us running through the show. Let's start here with the boss. Meanie, it closed in 2018, but have you ever been to John's Bar and Grill, birthplace of Larry from the Three Stooges?
I have not, but the mural's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's right off of 2nd and South Street.
Yep.
Right across. It's across from a bar. A place that used to be a bar I used to go to called Mako's, right there on the 2nd and South. It's right next to Lorenzo's. If you've ever been to South Street, Lorenzo's Pizza, which I haven't been there since they burnt down and reopened, but I gotta give them a shout out. No, but John's the mural's still there. Hopefully, I don't know if it's been marked as a historical landmark, given that, Larry was born there, but unfortunately I never ate there. I've always had a slice and stared at the mural from Lorenzo's at like 2 a.m, half hammered, staring at the mural and eating a giant slice of pizza from Lorenzo's. Their slices are like big as my head,
I can't wait to go back there and eat it again in the summer, man. I can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I wish South Street was as cool as it used to be, but
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Matt from Dover wants to know who should have been an ECW champion that wasn't.
That's a great question. Let me think of who wasn't a champion. I mean, Stevie would have made a good champion had he stuck around. Man, Jerry Lynn won it eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of who wasn't champion. That's the hard part. Just Taz was champion.
Do you want me to pull up the list of ECW champions from back then?
Yeah, but I mean, I got to think of who did win it. That was in the company. It's a great question. Rob Van Dam held the belt, right? Yeah, he was
Rob. I don't think Rob held the belt until he came to WWE, until they rebooted it. Let me see here.
That's right. He was TV champion.
Yeah, we're gonna go past like the actual Eastern Championship Wrestling. We're just talking like proper ECW. You got the Sandman, Mikey Whipwreck, Raven, Terry Funk, Sabu, Shane Douglas, Bam Bam Bigelow, Taz, Mike Awesome, Masato Tanaka, Tommy Dreamer, Justin Credible, Jerry Lynn, Steve Carino, and the final proper ECW champion was Rhino.
Yeah, so like
Rob feels like the right name there, right?
yeah, Rob would be the right name. I am. Probably have to say Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, I feel like
You know,
Rob
it's
is.
great if you include it, Eastern as well. It's crazy to think Tito Santana was a champion,
Yeah,
and I think Don Morocco. No,
Don Morocco's on that
Morocco
list, and so is Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka. As we say
Sure.
in Philly, Philly, Snuka.
Snuka, Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah, we had the ch there, or the ch, Snuka. Yeah, that Jimmy Snuka. I guess I would have to say Rob. It's hard to believe Rob wasn't champion.
Yeah.
Out of that list of people, Stevie would have been good at champion as well. Like I said before. Great question. It had to make me think there. It smells like burning wood in here. Me trying to think.
Trying to think if there's anybody else.
I
mean, obviously, like New Jack probably would have been fun as champion. Like, I'm sure that could have been a fucking wild ride. Yeah.
Yeah. If Dr. Dusty Williams would have stuck around for a little bit, I would like to have seen him, win the ECW championship, because then you would have had a lineage between the UWF belt, which was one of my favorite promotions of all time. Bill Watts' UWF. I have somebody who's in the UWF and ECW, hold the same, hold like each company's championships, I should say. So, but yeah, that's a great fucking question.
Thank you, good sir. We appreciate you, Matt, for
Stump
asking.
The meanie.
What's that?
Stump the meanie.
Stump the meanie, like stump the buoy, stump the meanie.
Dude,
Vanessa,
that's one thing I wish I would have done was stump the buoy. I think I could have gave Baba Booey a run for his money.
Fla fla flee flo. Vanessa Villa said Sabu. Sabu actually was champion, I believe.
Yep.
He was ECW champion at one point. Thank you for the question, good sir. We appreciate you. The David here says, if there was one championship you wish you could have held, which one would it be?
Like of any
promotion you've ever wrestled. Let's game it out. Any promotion you've ever wrestled, one that you wish you would have held.
I would have loved to hold the ECW tag belts. Either me and Stevie or me or Nova. And I think had WWE not come knocking when they did, and I had stayed in ECW, I have a feeling me and Nova probably would have had at least one shot at the holding the belts.
Yeah.
Because there was a period of time where me and Nova were having some really good matches, and my last match in is me, Nova, and Chetty against Roadkill, Skull Von Crush, and one other person. I'm blanking. Big Vito, Skull Von Crush. So Big Vito, Roadkill, and one other guy. Maybe Danny Doring. I forget. But like we had the match. We get back to the locker room. We first of all, we finished the match. We go over. Crowd gives us an ovation, which is really cool. Like a respect, like it didn't pop. They got up and gave us an ovation. Like that was really a good match because everybody in that match worked. The guys we faced and us, we all just we worked our asses off in that match, and we got back to the locker room and got a little bit of an ovation.
Yeah.
And at intermission, sound guy Randy, who did the music for ECW, he wears a headset, and he came down to me and Nova and said, Paul said on the headset, he's like, they did it again, as in like me and Nova, probably had one of the better matches of the night.
Yeah.
Which he didn't have to tell us that Paul said that on the headset. Paul's headset went to the sound guy, went to the cameraman and all that stuff. And he said that over the headset, they did it again. That was pretty cool.
That's amazing. I wish you guys. I feel like. Was there any reason why you never won the tag team belts? Was it just timing?
I don't know. I know there was talks earlier, in the beginning of my ECW run that me and Stevie might have, gotten a shot at Hold'em just, for heat purposes.
Right.
When Stevie and Raven won the tag belts, Stevie would run out, before the cameras were rolling, just jumping up and down with the tag belt, just to get the crowd riled up and powder out.
Yeah.
But I don't know how true it was. I heard there was, thoughts of me and Stevie holding the tag belts.
Mm.
I don't know. I think if I had stuck around, there would have been a shot of us holding those tag belts.
Thank you for the question. Let's see. The boss has another question here. Question for both of you. Have either of you kept up with WWE ranking its 50 best Mania matches on YouTube? If so, what's your reaction to the current list?
I have not. But now you've given me something to go look for.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I hate lists too.
Yeah.
I purposely don't look at lists. If I look at a guitar list and Eddie Van Halen's not in the top 5, I call bullshit on it immediately. Look, to me, Eddie Van Halen's number 1 in the world, right?
Of course.
But I'll give you Jimi Hendrix. I'll give you Jimmy Page. I'll give you Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
I'll give you Stevie Ray Vaughan. But to me, Eddie's the best. I'll give you Clapton and Hendrix and Jimmy Page because they influenced Eddie.
Yeah.
So that's why I hate lists, because it's just basically just a fucking opinion,
Yeah, I'm actually pulling it up right now. I apologize if there's any noise on here. No, I muted it. Okay, so right now,
sure, yeah, let's call it in the ring, pal.
Call it in the ring, pal. Let's see. It says 2 unavailable videos are hidden. Interesting. I guess they got something coming. So right now, let me see. They're at 50. So it's Cody and Seth, which was his return. Sting versus Triple H at number 49. I'm just calling some out here as I see it. Mr. T and Hogan against Piper and Orndorff is 56. The Boneyard match is on here at 41. Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle at 38. Honestly, I feel like that should probably be higher.
Yeah.
That's a fucking clinic and a half, yo.
Just that finish alone.
Yeah, man. That should have been much higher.
That finish, you look at the technicality of how they finished that match.
Yeah.
That was hard to do. So.
Yes. Let's see. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. That's his retirement match. That's at 34.
What?
Ric Flair and Randy Savage is at 33. Edge versus The Undertaker at 29. The Mega Powers match is at 27. Excuse me. Steve Austin and KO at 24. Undertaker and Punk at 23.
Hold on. Just Austin and KO are what number?
24. So it's only up to number 20 right now. They haven't released everything yet, but Undertaker and Punk is at 23. Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels at 22. Really? That seems like it should be much higher.
This is why I hate lists.
That doesn't seem right to me. But again, I guess
criticize it because I want to sound like I'm criticizing the performers.
No,
I think it should be lower on the list. But there's some matches that I think just should be higher.
Cody and Seth versus Roman and The Rock at number 20. I'm sorry, I got to disagree with that. Me personally, I think Guerrero and Angle is a much better match than that. That's just that's 2 legendary performers.
Yeah.
In the middle of the ring. I mean, that's crazy. But the other thing I think they're not going to, I want people to temper their expectations here too, folks, because you're not going to see the one match with Hunter and Sean and the other guy on that list. You're not.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Nope.
So just put that baby to bed right now, because it's not going to be there. Yeah. Was it a great technical match? Yes, absolutely. It was the second part to the story of that WrestleMania. Does he deserve to be celebrated? No, it's not going to happen. So let's temper all that. And again, make your own list. But again, I agree with you, Meanie. That's why I don't really do lists like that, because I'm always like, I wrong. So, let's see.
Did that
Mike-
person just start watching wrestling?
I was gonna say who made this list? And again, there's a lot on there that's gonna like. I'm sure Brett and Owen will probably be up there at some point. Like that's going to be up in that list. It has to be.
Steamboat Savage.
Oh my God, yeah. So you got Steamboat Savage. Yeah, listen to me.
Yes.
Steamboat Savage. You have Brett and Owen. You have Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. You have
all three of those, man. Dad, it's
Yeah.
trilogy, right?
Uh-huh. You have who else? What other good ones? Austin and Bret Hart, which is like that's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame as a match.
Yeah.
They're inducting matches into the Hall of Fame now.
Interesting.
Which is I'm not sure how that works, but
I'm not against it.
No, I'm not either. Honestly, you know what?
Savage and DiBiase.
Yeah, that was another good one.
I was having I was getting my hair cut today, and we're talked to one of the guys there. It's a wrestling fan, and it was like, and he took the words right out of my mouth. He's like, I'm missing wrestling flash bulbs. When the fans are taking photos and you see the flash bulbs going, I was like, dude, watch Randy Savage come off the top rope to hit DiBiase with that elbow.
Yeah.
Watch the crowd. Watch the flash bulbs. The fans will tell you what's a moment.
Audrey's outside here making noise. She says hello to everybody. Darren Staley says Magnum TA and Tully's I Quit match must go into the Hall of Fame of matches.
Yeah.
Unless they're just going to do WWE.
No.
Valentine and Piper. No, you know what, Darren? I would say that if it was and Meanie, you can say on this too. I feel like if it was Vince that was in control of the Hall of Fame still, I think it would just strictly be WWE. But I think with Hunter in charge of all this now, I think and because they own that library, right? Like that's a huge thing. I think they're probably going to add those other matches in because they are really part of wrestling history.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's the right call. Mike Jr. wants to know who's your favorite Phillies player and why is it Lenny Dykstra?
I liked Lenny before he went nuts.
Yeah.
Dude, we're doing a convention at the ECW Arena. And for some odd reason, Lenny Dykstra was there.
That's weird.
And him and Sandman kept powdering it, going out to the back to maybe smoke cigarettes or whatever. And we're like, oh shit, Sandman's going to kill Lenny Dykstra.
He's going to murder him.
No, just like whatever. If they're going to do gimmicks,
yeah,
Sandman's going to outlive everybody. But,
seriously.
But yeah, he was there. Proper nickname Nails,
Yep.
The 93 Phillies team's legendary. My God. Kruk, Williams, Dykstra, Eisenreich, Dalton.
Oh man, Eisenreich, man. Damn.
Dude, go on YouTube and look up the 93 Phillies video yearbook called Whatever It Takes, dude. I did an article for Sports Illustrated comparing the 93 Phillies to ECW.
Wow. Oh yeah.
And that was pretty cool because and ECW started around 92, 93, same time as the Phils, and bunch of misfits.
Yep.
A bunch of misfits that no other team wanted, or a bunch of wrestlers no other promoters wanted, and went on to do something very cool for a short period of time. So yeah, I like Lenny, but I would probably have to say I'm more of a Kruk guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Pete Incaviglia laying out the fucking catcher at the home plate.
Yep.
The guy thought he was going to stand there and stop Pete Incaviglia. And
good luck, man.
He does fucking floored him. But surprised they didn't, use the chalk they used for the baselines to do a chalk outline.
Speaking of the Phillies, Lane from Philly has a question for you. Your favorite Phillies team of all time?
Yeah.
Got some good ones tonight, man.
Like I said, it would have to probably be the 93 Phillies, even though they didn't even win the World Series. 08 was great too as well. 08 I love. for the fact that they won the World Series in my timeline, where I can actually remember. 1980, I vaguely remember them winning the World Series.
Yep.
93, that was just a magical year all around. So many things happened in 93 that with me preparing to go off to become a pro wrestler, and saving my money to getting a job to save up so I could become a professional wrestler, and just watching that Phillies run all the way through to the very bitter end.
Yep.
I would have to say, just for character wise, I'll still go back and watch some of those old games.
Yeah.
I remember the double header they had, where it went to, it was a double header. The opening game got delayed by rain, and they started the second game at 4:00 or 2:00 in the morning. It ended at 4 in the morning.
I remember that.
And here's the funny thing: like, people were like, people were going to the bar. They left the bar. They're like, oh shit, they're still playing. Let's go down to the stadium. And they were just letting people in for free to watch the second part of the game.
That's crazy. That was a summer game, wasn't it? Because I remember that. I remember falling asleep on the sofa and being like, waking up at some point, like, wait, are they still playing?
Yeah. The kicker is they had a fucking 1:00 game the next day.
Oh my God.
And the other kicker is
that's worse than a hangover.
The winning hit in the second game of that doubleheader was from Mitch Williams, who was the relief pitcher. So just that 1993, it's amazing. Yeah, as Andrew Bailey says in the chat, Joe Carter ruined my childhood. I take solace in the fact that I heard he was a shitty person.
Yep. Heard he's a real shitbag.
I have a friend in Toronto. We went up to Toronto a few years ago, pre-lockdown, visiting some friends and riding around. My buddy works in media up there, and he's like, Joe Carter. He had to work with Joe Carter. He said Joe Carter was the biggest shitbag. So fuck him.
It doesn't surprise me, man. Greg Alker. Oh yeah, he's here. He's not. I guess he's done with his mannequin date. Greg is here. Phillies Franks gave away a pair of Phil's ticket with each package.
Yeah,
good, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I know Eagles games got blacked out if they didn't sell enough tickets, but yeah, if you bought a pack of Phillies Franks, you get a free pair of tickets to a Phillies game.
Yeah, I remember that. Those were the good days, man.
Yeah.
We got 2 more questions in the chat here. And again, thank you everybody for sending your questions and sticking around with us on this episode here. Got another good one from Matt from Dover. Should Sting be allowed to induct Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame this year? And I apologize for whatever reason I felt the need to say Lex Luger's name as if I was Arnold. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on Sting inducting Lex Luger?
Absolutely. Of course, he's under contract to AEW. And of course, there's things there's promotional wars going on between WWE, AEW, right? Of course, WWE planned a free Saturday night's main event against an AEW pay-per-view, this, that, and the other thing. But I mean, it's a Hall of Fame. It's for Lex Luger.
Yeah.
If there's a time to be the bigger man, Tony Khan can, just be like, hey, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I saw somewhere that WWE should ask for Christian for the swap or something like that. I remember when they was it Flair was going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame with the horse or something like that.
Something, yeah.
So WWE got Flair, and TNA got Christian for the night. I forget what the reference was for AEW. Like, I don't know. It just tickled me. But yeah, could Tony's well within his rights to say no, he's an employee for me, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he wants to be the bigger man and say absolutely, and let Sting go induct him, work out a deal where they have to promote an AEW thing. I don't know.
Something.
But
I mean,
absolutely, Lex Luger. I mean, Sting should be there to induct Lex Luger, and like I said, Tony he's well within his rights to say no. You guys have fucked with me long enough. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But years from now, Tony might have the thought of, man, yeah, I really should have let that happen. So he has the option to be the bigger man and the bigger baby face in this situation. And let Sting go induct him.
And our last question of the night comes from our new Pod Squad member, Jesse Brown.
What up, Jesse
Says,
Brown?
Meanie, have you heard about the Ric Flair bill in North Kakalaki for a physical wrestling Hall of Fame? What are your thoughts?
I have not heard of that.
So I can actually give you the information right now.
Please do.
It says that the Ric Flair Act has been filed in the North Carolina Senate. It would earmark $500,000 to study the feasibility of creating a professional wrestling Hall of Fame museum. It's Senate Bill 404. That's just titled "An Act to Remember Iconic Combatants Through Fostering Learning Awareness and Interest in Wrestling." And it would see $500K go to the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources in order to study the feasibility of a potential Hall of Fame. The report's expected by summer 26. This is from Yahoo Sports.
Okay.
And it says that several senators are sponsors of the bill. And it looks like WrestleZone and Yahoo Sports were covering this as well. So what are your thoughts? And it looks like actually Darren Staley, I want to know, are you from North Carolina and are you working on this bill as well? Because it looks like I think he's involved in the politics down there. Looks like what they're talking about here in the chat. So I'd be curious your take on that. But what are your thoughts, Meanie?
Hey man, I'm intrigued and I'm for it. Just hearing about it. North Carolina has a rich history in professional wrestling. And if you think about it, if the state sponsors it and they build it, what great way to raise funds for the state of North Carolina through people buying tickets to go to the Hall of Fame to check it out. And,
Yep.
It'd be great for tourism. If it's done right. I mean, God, how long did the Crockett's run the Carolinas?
Yep.
So, I'm absolutely in favor of that. That would be a great idea. I mean, there's already, there's 2 Hall of Fames. I believe there's one in upstate New York, and then there's the one in Waterloo, Iowa, which I keep meaning to go to. They have an event every July, and I can't go this, July, but maybe I'll aim for, 2026 maybe. Briscoe, Gerald Briscoe's always praising the Hall of Fame out there, at the Dan Gable Museum in Waterloo, Iowa. So I'm intrigued by that. So hopefully, I'm definitely going to look more into this. But I mean, PBS down in the Carolinas just did a documentary on Carolina wrestling. I believe it's When Giants Walked Here or something like that, which is a documentary I've been meaning to check out as well. It's online for free, so I don't know what's holding me from watching it. So if it's for free, it's for me. But back to this bill, absolutely. I'm definitely for it. Anything that helps promote wrestling.
Yeah.
But also, I think it would do great things for the state as far as raising funds. The money they put into doing this will definitely come back, multi times
for sure
over the decades.
Well, just again, like you said, with all the tourism about it, the tourism to an actual physical professional wrestling Hall of Fame would be massive, right? I mean, it would just be, it would be incredible. Looks like Darren Staley is in fact working on this. He says, "I'm all on it, trying to make sure it gets to Charlotte, which is absolutely the right place. There's a dumb idea to put it in Raleigh, but I'm fighting that right now. He's whipping co-sponsors. Don't whip them too hard. Trying to wrangle Arn, TA, and David Crockett in, which would be great. Definitely needs more attention. Lots of legislators think it's kind of a joke. That's a shame, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but no, I think I think this is the right thing. I think it's a great thing, and I think it could be great for the financial portion of it as well, just for the tourism and all the infrastructure that's down there. But I think we're long overdue for a physical, actual Hall of Fame of some kind, right?
Yeah.
Then I guess the question is, at that point, because WWE owns so much of that archive and so much of that, I don't even want to say the actual physical tape library, but maybe even like Ric Flair's robes and Magnum TA's things, like how much of that do they actually possess in that warehouse of theirs? And I'd be curious to see if they would be involved in it. I would imagine they would probably have to be, but
hey, look,
it's possible.
WWE is not stupid.
Yeah.
They know they're going to have to run shows in North Carolina. And what better way to gain favor with the state than help them curate things for their Hall of Fame?
Yep.
Whether it's, have a rotating queue of memorabilia, that they have in the warehouse, they could go down there. I mean, it would make sense. So when, hey, WWE goes to run in North Carolina, maybe they get a tax credit for running the state or something like that. And, I'm sure that, with Triple H at the helm, I believe WWE could definitely help in this situation,
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Darren, keep us posted on it. I would love to hear more about this as it comes up. If you follow us on Twitter, feel free to send us a message, because I don't know how much I can do, but at least I can try to help get you connected with some people that
if you post something on social media, tag me, and then I'll just retweet it or whatever,
Definitely get it out there for you. But thank you for getting it out there, Meanie, and answering all the questions that our listeners and fans had to ask, the burning questions to ask Meanie. Don't forget, like I said, each and every week, we do a segment at the end of the show where you ask your questions and you hear Meanie answer them live. So, Meanie, I want to thank you as always, sir. We appreciate your time and your thoughtfulness on answering these questions. And good sir, it's that time of the night officially.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I need to know right off the top of the bat here, good sir, where can everybody keep up to date with all things blue when they're not listening to the program?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, a little mouth fart action, you go there. Nice little mouth fart.
I was going to be like, what the fuck was that?
That was a mouth fart.
Oh my God, it sounded like he shit out of his mouth.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. To support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. Get yourself a BWO shirt. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, help to keep the lights on here, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to Josh Thornton. Josh Thornton doing an amazing job over there. All proceeds go to take care of the cats in his neighborhood. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, releases them back better than he found them. So if you're a cat lover like myself, you want to look good, you want to smell good, go to MadCatBeardCare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles in 2024. 2025. I got to fix those checks I just wrote. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by amazing Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others I'm trying not to spoil. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or UPW Video Game on Twitter. Figure collections, Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1's variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. You can get either regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. Cameo.com. Oh, I jumped ahead. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast. Book the Blue Guy. Let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Please book through the site. Please don't book through the app. The app takes way too much money. So with that said, go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. Let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter over there at cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Bernard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, and I think sometimes TikTok. I'm not really sure. This is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So go and check me out there. And also go ahead and check out my work at Screen Rant right now, screenrant.com. I will be in Las Vegas this upcoming week covering WrestleMania 41 for the team. Lots of fun stuff coming as well. Also, another surprise later in that week that is not wrestling related, but I can't tell you about it just yet until it comes out. So keep it tuned. So go check me out and all my work at screenrant.com. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go ahead and schedule your appointment today with Kane, Jordan, and the rest of the team. At 10thwardbarbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt today and keep the lights on at Casa de Meanie and the Barnard home for troubled youth. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. Tiers start at just $10 and you get an actual signed Pod Squad card in blue ink, nonetheless, by the Blue Guy himself. So go and sign up today. YouTube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. Go ahead and check out our entire archive of shows going all the way back to our very first shows together in 2021. So go and check it out there. And don't forget to follow the show's socials. They're listed at the bottom here. You can find us everywhere at Mind of the Meanie. One last plug here. Don't forget to follow our friends at One True Sport. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a nice comment for us because we like nice comments. We don't like bad comments. We like good ones. So leave us a good one there. Only helps us with the show. And go pick up a shirt from them as well. They have a lot of great content over there. Arn Anderson, Magnum TA, I believe is, or I'm sorry, not Magnum TA. Let me back that one up. Bruiser Brody is the name I'm thinking of. Rob Van Dam is there. Lots of great material and shirts there. So go to onetruesport.com. I want to thank you, sir, for your time today.
Yes,
being
sir.
a part of the show with us as well. We appreciate you. And we appreciate you for all of your questions and everything, and for sticking around with us today for our doubleheader. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Bernard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip to the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.